Hey, there he is. Brian Almon is with us. Fantastic. You teased the people, Brian. You teased them.
Sorry about that. I was getting set up, or realized I didn't have the right microphone, so I had to run back for it.
Well,
Um,
we appreciate that. Yes, very good.
yeah, it's kind of quiet right now. It's a lot of hurry up and wait here in the Capitol. We're waiting just on some paperwork. There's one more vote to be done on both sides with that medical freedom bill, but it's a lot of just waiting. It's like the last day of school. Almost all the schoolwork's done, but you got to be here for a few more hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not allowed to leave the campus yet until that bell rings. Okay, so two votes left. So obviously that's Senate Bill 1210.
Yep.
We expect the House to go into their general orders, right? And
Mhm.
then once they do that, it'll go back over to the Senate. Walk us through a little bit of that, of what we are waiting for.
Yeah, so Senate Bill 1210, it's Senator Dan Forman's new Medical Freedom Act. Obviously, the House had their own version, which passed the House, but the Senate, I guess, decided not to hear it. So this is the one option that's left. It was amended to take away the daycare exemption that was originally put in for some reason. But that was taken out, and Representative Tanner and Representative Weiswinger, along with Senator Foreman, presented it in House State Affairs this morning, and they seem to think that with a couple more amendments, it'll be good. And the folks from Health Freedom Idaho, they've been saying the same thing. Couple more amendments, it'll be great. So we'll see what happens. The thing with the amending orders that it can be a little unpredictable. So we'll see. But if all goes as planned, they will present their amendments, concur, add them into the bill, then vote on the bill, pass it, send it to the Senate. Senate will concur and vote on it, and then they will be done.
Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that, right? It's as simple as that. What I mean, I got a little frustrated when House Bill 472 was a very clean,
Mhm.
clear, concise reaction to the governor's veto. Very simple. Now you've got 1210, and it's already been amended once. It's going to go do it again.
Yeah.
And you've had, at first, when 1210 came out, it was like the whole world ended. You had some folks being like, "Oh my God, this is the worst thing ever," and then you had people settle down and they looked at it and they said, "Okay, well, we can amend it, we can change it," and now people are kind of like, "Well, I'm not so sure." I mean, again, when you're meddling this hard, doesn't this just give a reason for the governor to kind of go, "Well, you didn't really stick the landing on this one."
Maybe. Senator Foreman said in his testimony this morning that he has assurances that he would take to Las Vegas if he could, that the governor will sign it, assuming they don't make too many substantive changes in the House amending order. And of course, that's always the fear. And in discussions with other conservative folks this morning, there's two lines of thought. There's, well, this bill has a couple of problems. Let's kill it and just come back next year fresh. I lean more toward the other direction, which is, okay, this bill has a couple of problems. Let's get it in. Let's get it in law. And if we can amend it next year, if necessary, which I think a majority of people are leaning towards, the conservatives in the House and the Senate. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yes, well, I've heard from a bunch of legislators that they want this done because they don't want to see this again. They don't. I mean, look, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of playing these clips of these same arguments over and over and
Mhm.
over again. It is like it just needs to get done. And look, if it starts a whole firestorm, the hornets go crazy because you wrestled their nest away, then deal with it next year.
Yeah.
Deal with it next year if it's too harsh or if it's too lenient. But like, let's just get it done. We got the masks done. We
Mhm.
got the health districts done. That was another big thing. The health districts, the removing the language that says health districts can do all things. That now they have to actually look at actual science, provable science, to back up their recommendations or their strong warnings
Mhm.
about what governments and local folks should be doing. Um,
Yeah, we've
so
made a
there,
lot of progress this year. A lot of good things have happened. Not everything we wanted, and not everything's perfect, but I think overall it's been a good year. We've gotten a lot of great things done, and this is just the one last thing waiting on the list.
it really is. It really is. And I think it just needs to happen. And I know there's a lot of appetite for that. I think Representative Crane at one point said like I'm sick of it. Like I'm sick of having to deal with the COVID stuff in the building, and there's a lot of people that feel the same way. But I'm also sick of it because I don't want to have to deal with it again in real
Right.
life outside the building. And there's so
But yeah,
many
that's
people watching.
what Representative Achilles said in committee this morning. I don't know if you played the clip. He was saying that he opposed the bill because it ties our hands in the future. We're looking backwards. We're not looking forwards. What about the next pandemic? Well, maybe masks or vaccines will be necessary. Well, that's the whole point. We don't want government or even in this case businesses telling us that we have to go do this medical procedure. And that's the fundamental thing that we're trying to establish with this bill here, no matter what the details are.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly it. And he's now on record, Brian.
14 billion COVID shots have been administered worldwide. That's about 1.7 for every person on the planet. I've had 6.
I think now we know the reason. We know the
Yeah.
reason why some of this stuff is going on here.
Senate coming behind me here.
Oh, the Senate's coming in. What are they doing there? That was Senator Taves, Senator Lent.
Yeah, I think the House is out until they said 1 o'clock, so it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime now. Okay, well there they head. Maybe I'll bug them and see if one of them can come on. Anyway, all right. Well, then let's reflect a little bit, Almon, if you can. What is? I mean, like we said, we've gone over some of the big wins when it comes to addressing the COVID stuff, but otherwise, I mean, when it comes to DEI, when it comes to protecting kids, when it comes to protecting women specifically, like when I think about the women's prisons, the juvenile detention centers, and that sort of thing, campus free speech. I mean, there have been some tremendous wins. The tax break.
Yeah.
What are some things that stand out to you when you look over the past 3 to 4 years that never would have happened had we not had the elections that we've had in the last couple of years?
Well, I think one of the most obvious ones is mask mandate prohibitions. That they tried that. We're trying to bring that for years, and it finally got through. A real school choice bill, and we'll see how that plays out. But that was never able to get through in the past. Everything you just mentioned, all the free speech stuff, all the protecting women's spaces stuff. Senator Cole. I don't know. That's one of the things I'm going to do in the next few days. Early next week is sit down and actually look at what did we accomplish this year? Because there's too much just to list off the top of my head. Moving a lot of those rules into statute, I think, was a good thing. Taking away a lot of the rulemaking abilities of the state government agencies, the unelected bureaucrats who, for too long, have been making law.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and yeah, and I look forward to a report.
No more
from
pride
you.
flags in public school classrooms.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible the amount of great bills that have come through, and some of the procedural ones, like you mentioned, moving rules into statute. That way, you can deal with it. So I really do commend a lot of the work that's been going on behind the scenes there, and I just look forward to. I mean, at some point you think like, well, what's left? The only thing left is just to continue cutting the budget and getting people their money back. I mean, when you think about all of the national news with the tariffs, Trump's big Liberation Day and tariffs and all that. I mean, if this thing really is going to work and we're going to see manufacturing return to the country, you're going to see new sectors open up in Idaho, perhaps. I mean, the outlook is good. I think it's good to be optimistic again.
I agree, and I think we do have things to build on for next year. We need some more work on immigration. We need e-verify. I think that should be a top priority next year. Continue cutting taxes, cut the income tax even further. Continue figuring out something with property tax and local taxing districts so that people aren't taxed out of their homes. Continue cutting the budget, trying to reduce our reliance on federal funds because that's definitely a poison pill, especially when we don't know what the federal government's going to do to fix their national debt, which could impact how much money they give us.
Yeah, very very good point. And then the other thing too is elections. We got to make sure we have a good election system here in our state, but as we see across the country, the absentee ballots. That is the biggest problem. That is the biggest issue that's facing us in terms of elections here, and whatever's going on with these electronic machines. I mean, that's another story. But at least with the ballots being sent to homes that don't exist, people that don't live there anymore. I mean, you can't be doing that, and we got to shore that up too. So, all right, Almon, one last time here, my friend. Where can people follow you? Where can people find you and follow your stuff throughout the year? And of course, and a good end of session report.
GemStateChronicle.com. Over the next week or so, I'll be looking back at the session, what went right, what went wrong, what we have to build on for next year. No, this isn't an election year, so got to figure out what I'm going to focus on this summer. Maybe some more in-depth stuff. Maybe do some traveling, talk about some things I haven't covered yet. And of course, at GemState Brian on X, where I will be covering the whatever happens today. About 1 o'clock, I'm going to have to go move my car first, but we'll finish up this session.
All right, very good. Yeah, and folks, if you want Almon to come visit you and speak at your events, you got to reach out to him, man. It's really good.
Yeah, always happy to come speak. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, very
and
good.
it's been great being on Idaho Signal this year. So.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. A fantastic addition, and we'll have specials and stuff throughout the year too. So we'll see you back here, brother. All right, Almon.